Hello, everybody. This is Dasha Love, the girl with the Buddha tattoo. Today here with Nicholas Timmons. How are you, Nicholas?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Awesome. I am wonderful. Today, I have been inspired by Nicholas and his journey into the unknown with a $400 van. He's been able to travel the U.S. for the last 2 years. He's been able to let go of anxiety, and today we are here to ask him how he got these tools from the universe that allows him to live a free life of his choosing. So, Nicholas, hi.
Hi. How's it going?
Can you let us know how you decided to quit your old lifestyle and embark on this amazing journey around the U.S. for 2 years?
Yes. My anxiety after I got out of the military was pretty bad, so I needed a change. And I decided just to go out west and try to find myself, because after the years after years, I just figured that I just didn't know who I was. And all growing up, I was told, I needed this 9-to-5 job and, settle down and have a life and get married. But that just, needed to be different from, the way I seen it. So I moved out to California and, I found myself. I let go of attachments. I let go of control of what I thought needed to be done and just allowing the universe to do what it does and bring us what we desire in our dreams. With my anxiety, it was to the point it was putting me in the hospital, and I couldn't take it anymore. So I had to figure out how to change it.
Wow, I am beyond words right now. I've got chills running through my entire body. My hair is standing up. I can feel this transformation that has taken place in your body. Can you give us a little bit of light on what your life was like before you embarked on the journey, and how you decided that today is the day I'm going to go? Today is the day. How did you do that?
I did personal training. I've done businesses where I've been trying to start up businesses and doing things very successful.
Do you recall?
I wasn't happy. I wasn't happy.
Do you remember that day when you had decided that this was it? That is the day I'm going to get up and I'm going to go? Do you remember that?
Yeah, I was getting in a fight with my fiance at the time, and I tried to kill myself. And I decided from that day I needed something totally different from what I was doing because something wasn't right.
Wow. So would you say you hit rock bottom at that point?
Yes.
And how did you get back up? So you've got in a fight with your ex-fiance, and you wanted to commit suicide. How were you able to get back up from these feelings that you were harboring inside of you? How did you get back up? Because it's just so inspirational to me how you were able to overcome that and embark on this amazing journey.
I remember back when I was doing missionary work in the church and how I felt. And I kind of created a life around me that wasn't really me. It was just what I thought everybody thought I should be. And the only way to be me was to go somewhere far away and not know anybody. And that way I could just be me.
Wow. So what did you do? What was the first thing you did when you had this feeling in your body that said, I can feel good again? What did you do? How did you do it?
I gave my fiance a 3-day notice to quit her job, and we were just leaving for California.
Wow. Wow. So you disconnected yourself from your past.
From everybody, yeah.
Wow, that is beautiful. That is beautiful. Now, how did you use any other tools like to combat your anxiety? Like, have you used any tools like meditation, or a nature or anything else that has helped you overcome this part of you?
In the beginning, yes. Yoga, meditation, qigong, airbending, chi work, walking in nature, traveling, everything that I knew that would get rid of my anxiety, and looking for new things that might, and when they would work, I'd just use them.
So as soon as somebody told you a tool to use, you went ahead and like integrated it right away, and you started doing it and experimenting on yourself right when somebody told you to do it?
Yes. You can't, letting someone tell you something is one thing, but finding out for yourself to see if it works is another thing. I didn't want to take anybody's word just for it, so I wanted to see for myself. I mean, kind of like an experiment in a way, but just to see if it would work. And when it did, once you see the truth, you can't really turn back from that.
Oh, amen, amen, amen to these magical words. So, wow. Yeah, you definitely, I agree with you. You have to really experience something for yourself in this life, whether it be good or bad, to really overcome it, because we can't really live on other people's words. We live on experience and feelings.
Indeed.
So what were some big tools for anyone that's listening in that you used that helped you, that you could recommend to somebody listening right now to help combat this anxiety, this fear? Like, what are some tools we could recommend others to try?
Look into your nutrition. Find what works for you and what doesn't. A part of my anxiety problem was I had a cortisol imbalance. So I needed to change my diet to make sure that my cortisol doesn't keep shooting up and just shooting adrenaline in my body, making things worse. Mm-hmm. Then I had to clear my mind. And when I cleared my mind and didn't have any thoughts racing, I really could just be still and be at peace. And then once I was at peace, then my mind could work to where I could think about things and then start letting things go. I feel like sometimes we hold on to things even if we don't realize we're holding on to them. Mm. And once we realize that, and we realize that it taught us a lesson in life, and we show it some gratitude, and then turn around and really just let it go, that these feelings of anxiety, they don't come around anymore because you're not holding on to anything. And so things are able to just move freely. And then you're allowed to let yourself be at rest, and then it takes it to where you don't demonize yourself for things that you do. You don't put yourself down anymore. I feel like your anxiety is part of the ego, and the ego stems from the heart, and the ego only comes out to protect the heart so you don't get hurt.
Yes. Because our heart wants to do anything possible to prevent us from feeling pain again. So it serves as a shield to not let us experience things, because it doesn't want us to be hurt. I mean, it's a natural thing. All we humans, all we want to do is be happy. We don't want to experience sadness. So our body literally tries to prevent us from feeling the sadness out of trying to help us. It really is.
Yeah, it really is. I looked into my numerology and my astrology, and I've realized that I have a lot of Sagittarius in me. And part of a Sagittarius is the love of travel. So when I was just staying in one place, I'm not deeply, truly satisfying myself completely. And I think it's a way of my body telling me hey, we need to move around to be truly happy. And it was a way of or I'm not in the situation that I'm supposed to be in a way to tell me to wake up. You're not supposed to be here. You're not supposed to be doing this.
So your moment of truth, I guess one of them was when you went to get a checkup. Did you get a blood sample to understand that your nutrition was not up to par?
Yes. I went to the doctor. They did a blood test. They told me that my cortisol levels are this and that, and everything else was pretty much good, just that. And they tried to put me on some medication, and I tried the medication once, and that was not okay. So I turned around and started looking into my nutrition, and being a personal trainer, I had a little bit of an idea of nutrition and all that. So I just needed to see now, what do I need to cut out of my diet?
So what does it mean when you have an imbalance? Like, what kind of food were you eating that you weren't supposed to, and what did you start cutting off right away?
I started cutting off meats right away just because I realized that my blood type's an A positive blood type, and any A blood types really can't, your body can't really digest meat very well.
Mm.
So trying to put all that extra work into meat and digesting that wasn't good for me, so it would throw off my whole life system.
Just by eating meat, your body was getting thrown off based on your blood type. Is that right?
Yes.
Wow. Wow. Unbelievable. So our blood type can actually tell us what kind of food we should eat and what kind of food we should avoid in order to feel better, right?
Yes. It's worked for me, and so like I apply it to my life. I mean, if other people want to look into that, that's cool. It worked for me.
So you cut off meat. Meat was the first thing you cut off. How did you do it? Was it hard for you? Did you use any techniques?
No, I just stopped. I mean, it took a little bit to get used to it. I would do cheat days. So Monday through Friday, just eating a vegetarian diet, and then on weekends, cheating. And then from vegetarian diet to vegan diet, and then still like being able to cheat a little bit here and there until now it's like on a rare occasion will I eat meat.
Mm. So Nicholas, I hear what you're saying. So you're saying is that you didn't, as soon as you found out what you needed to do, you didn't just go dive down the deep end and try to restrict yourself from what you were like previously used to eating. You just kind of slowly, step by step, took it out of your diet, instead of just like cutting off quickly and just kind of putting your body into shock and being in resistance. You just kind of slowly weeded it out, right?
Yeah, and changed it from a diet to a lifestyle.
Oh, these are words of wisdom you were speaking. Because I do think that the word diet has kind of a negative connotation, because it's like, okay, now I'm going to diet, like I'm going to restrict myself from eating things, and then I'm going to reward myself because I've done the diet. So now I can reward myself. So it's like, if we're just living, using the word diet, then we go back when we're done with that diet, but our lifestyle doesn't change.
No, not at all. We go to this diet, we do it for a little bit, but then we get tired of it, and then we just go back to normal life.
I love that. So to keep it changing, a life is the lifestyle change. Letting go of that word diet.
Yeah. Words have a lot of meaning.
Oh my gosh, they do. They totally do. So the next thing I wanted to discuss with you is, how did you learn to trust that everything was going to be provided for you? Because I know for myself, like, I have a lot of fear, obviously, like not having enough money in the bank account for a while, sustain my living. Even though I understand that it's an illusion. If I'm in constant motion towards something, I mean, abundance through monetary abundance, just like any abundance, will come. But how did you get over this idea that you needed to have a certain number in your bank account to go, and instead you were like, this is what I'm supposed to be doing, this is my body, this is who I am, like, if I don't just embark on this journey, this anxiety is going to take me. So how did you learn to trust? How did you do it?
Last December, I decided to make myself homeless.
But not really. You've got a van.
So last year, I decided to come to Shasta, no vehicle, no nothing, and see what happens.
Oh, wow. You didn't even have a van back then?
No.
So what did you come with? A suitcase or a backpack?
A suitcase. I rode the bus out to Weed, California, which is 10 miles from Mount Shasta, something like that. And when I got off the bus, everything that I thought was going to be a permanent thing and everything was taken care of, wasn't. And I got off the bus to find that I had nowhere to go, nowhere to stay, no way to make money, nothing. And so I walked into Shasta, and for 3 weeks I met somebody. I was sitting outside the gas station. I was thinking to myself, like, I'm following my dreams. I'm following my heart's desire. There's no way that I'm going to be sleeping outside. Like, it's not meant to be this way. It's not meant to be. Like, something's supposed to happen. And then a guy walked out of the gas station that I had seen earlier that day. And I just looked at him and I was like, hey man, do you know one place to stay? And he turned at me and said, yeah, underneath the diner there's a carport and it keeps you out of the wind. And I was like, I appreciate it. He walked up to me and he's like, you need a place to stay? And we talked for a minute, and then he let me stay in his RV, which had no heat, no nothing. It was 2 German Shepherds, but it was it was out of the cold, like out of the wind though. So I told him, I was like, that sounds amazing. Like, it's out of the wind and it has like, I could sleep on an actual bed. And he was like, yeah. Well, I had this little bitty fleece blanket, and so I would sleep with this fleece blanket and 2 German Shepherds for 3 weeks. And I just, every day I would be thankful. And that's when I started blogging, was to show that even in any situation you're in, you can always have a bright outcome. And you can always enjoy the situations that you're in. And I before I left Oklahoma, I used to always say that. And I always used to tell everybody stuff, but no one really listened and no one really believed me. So I decided to take it upon myself to put myself in this situation and show people that, like, you really can't be happy with nothing. And once you're happy with nothing and you let go of all the attachments to life turns around and rewards you for that, and it gives you everything you need. It was 3 weeks, and every night before I would go to bed, I would lay there with the dogs, and I would write down, okay, what do I really truly need? Like, clear my mind of desires. Don't have any desires. I don't need anything today. I don't need anything. And then clear my mind of that, and then turn around and start writing down, okay, I need a vehicle to get around to a job, but then I also need somewhere to live. So like a van or an RV, and I wrote down in a book, a van, RV. And then every night before bed, I would just like picture like having this van or RV, a place to stay, and it was warm, and I would drive around and I was happy. And then one day I just decided to stop thinking about it. Like, I don't even have a job right now. So even if I found a van, how would I like manage to get it? 3 weeks later, a friend of mine that owed me money turned around and paid me back. And then the next day, my friend that I became best friends with, that let me stay in his RV, had seen on Craigslist a van for $500. And when I got to talk to the lady, she gave it to me for $400. And then the wheelchair lift that was in it, I sold for $100. And then after that, I just learned to trust myself and know that no matter what situation I'm in, it's only to bring something better.
Wow. So let's retrace back the steps just to make sure that I'm hearing you clearly. Every night for 3 weeks, you were thankful for being out of the cold, sleeping with these 2 dogs, this amazing guy that let you stay in his RV. You were thankful for it. Then you started thinking that you wanted to have your own kind of shelter, place, RV or van that you could call home that would be warm for you. And then you were overthinking about it because you were like, okay, I'm done. I think I repeated it in my head long enough that the universe already knows that that's what I need to go on this journey of the heart. And then you let it go. And just, it seems to me like moments later, everything started to appear exactly how you imagined it to. Except you had no idea how it would come because obviously you probably didn't remember that you owed your friend's money. It just came when you were ready to receive that which you asked for. Did
exactly.
I get that?
Exactly.
I am again, like I have goosebumps all over my body because you have learned to trust in the universe to really allow for things to happen for you. Like you put that in your head, you visualized it, and then you completely let it go. Like the universe had already known. Like it came to the realization that that is what you need because you were super specific. I mean, you didn't say I might need a house or a townhouse or a condo or a van. I mean, you were like, I need something on wheels. Like this is what I need.
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh my
it
God.
comes to a
Oh,
point.
brilliant. Brilliant.
Yeah.
So what's next? My master manifestor Nicholas, what's next on your list?
Well, I want to give back. So I decided I had this idea for the last 2 years to have this community, like an intentional living community that everybody that's like-minded and on the same track and would like to like live together, that they could do that, and it would make money to where everybody would be able to live off the land, off grid. And then I wanted to do a retreat or wellness center. So I kind of manifested.
Where are you doing?
I kind of manifested a friend. Do what?
Nicholas, where are you starting this retreat center?
In Mount Shasta, on Mount Shasta.
That is incredible. And now for those listening in, if anyone is listening to this and they feel called to help, is there anything that you could ask us to help you with?
Good vibes, good vibes. If anybody's looking to live on an intentional community and contribute in any way, then that would be amazing.
Amazing. So this is in Mount Shasta, right?
Yes, it's on the McLeod side. So it's on the back side of Mount Shasta. Where we're at has a beautiful view of Mount Shasta that you don't get to see every day. So.
And what would they get in exchange for coming out and helping you out? Let's say some people are in transition and Mount Shasta is calling their name and they want to come out and be part of this. How do you see this cooperation happening?
To each person, that would be differently and what they need. We're working right now on building places for people to stay, and then we're trying to collaborate with people to get more land to put more houses on.
Amazing. And how would someone get in touch with you if they feel like this is the right time for them to go out and live intentionally in the community in Mount Shasta?
My email would be perfect, which is my first initial N, my last name, Timmons, Timmons, @yahoo.com.
Will you spell that name for us again? The whole thing?
It is NTIMMONS 88 @yahoo.com.
Awesome. Wonderful. We are so happy to have had you on the show. I'm Dasha Shar, the girl with a Buddha tattoo, and this is all about inspired living and finding the tools that have changed and transformed our lives forever. I'm here to talk to everybody about anything because nothing is really, nothing's off limits because we are here to live this life beyond limits. And you can find this podcast in the iTunes. It's called The Girl with the Buddha Tattoo, just like my book that I'm about to release, the third and final version. Woo! So thank you, Nicholas. We love you, and we love the fact that you're pursuing your heart and you're letting your heart guide the path. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Namaste.